What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Morrissey. And we're continuing through the solo Morrissey journey with the 1991 album Kill Uncle. Thank you as always to Seb. And the opening tune is Our Frank. Obviously there's a possessive being used, so the degree to which someone is our remains to be seen if it's more literal in terms of someone being a member of the family, or if it's actually in reference to an older person who may not have blood relation, but through reasons of sympathy, familiarity, or regular proximity is being referred to as, oh, our Frank, the one that works over at the store that we see all the time. So I feel like it could be a more literal or figurative understanding of the possessive our. Frank presumably being the given name of a gentleman. And of course, I do wonder, given the title of the album, if there's any connection there. Of course, it doesn't mean it's a concept album, but Uncle is an older gentleman, and Frank, I suppose, is a name that can be someone from, just born all the way up to an elderly gentleman from a previous generation. But typically when it's a younger person, you might say Frankie, or there might be a more obvious nickname in usage that indicates a younger age. So when I saw the title, I wondered if it could relate to an uncle, which sometimes is used for people who are not in any way related, but who are older, and thus uncle is a term of polite indication of seniority. So either way, I'll try to catch what I can. This is Morrissey, the track is Our Frank, and it's from the 1991 album Kill Uncle. bit cacophonous at the end there, seemingly thematically. So I'm trying to get a read on the lyrics. I feel like there's some crucial details I did hear, and then some elements that, because I wasn't sure of the specific word being used, I'm less certain about. But I'll start with the sonics. The piano really stood out to me in this one. Obviously, there's some nice guitar riffing, and there's an energy to the tune overall, but it was that rapid fire piano playing with some flourishes here and there that really stood out to me sonically. So lyrically, what I think I caught is that this is a restaurateur who maybe talks to his patrons a bit too much and gets to the point where they feel like he's just, talking about any damn thing, and maybe he's a holdover from an earlier generation. It sounds like he is an older gentleman, and there's maybe a generational gap and a divide in terms of the way he gets on with people and the way, or the subjects he talks about. So I'm not quite sure if he's actually the restaurateur or if he's just somewhere at this venue where they're having drinks. But it sounds like the narrator, the Morrissey character, is just fed up and he doesn't want to hear any more talking. Just serve me a drink, whether it's sherry or otherwise. Just give me a drink, leave me alone, stop talking to me. You're going to make me sick. I'm going to get sick all over. So it's like, it's sick of hearing him talk and to constantly introduce these conversations that the narrator doesn't want to have. But then it sounds like he might be sick in a more literal way if the other person doesn't be quiet, because he's going to throw up his drinks. And then, of course, in a similar way, it's clever if a person is named Frank to then say, well, frankly, in regard to that person. There's a bit of a pun, if you will. So I enjoyed the frankly. So yeah, maybe I'm wrong about this, but it sounded like someone who's older and who maybe just isn't on the same level in terms of perception, in terms of the way he goes about conversations, or even what the main function of a person in this establishment who's running the shop should be. It's like, look, I don't come here to gossip and to have small talk or to catch up about the events of the day. I come here because I want to have a drink and just, feel like I'm cathartically letting off steam or whatever. So these conversations that you keep trying to have, they get me nowhere. They don't do anything for me. So maybe I'm misreading that, but that's what it seemed like. And again, the reference to him being older seemed to be part of why there's this disconnect. So I look forward to hearing people comment. But yeah, a fun tune. And admittedly, when I go through these deep dives and individual reactions, sometimes I'm keying in on the sonics and lyrics more or less equally. Sometimes the sonics really catch my ear and the lyrics are something that I'm trying to catch up on and have to do more over successive listenings, or pay attention to, or not pay attention, but follow the insight from people in the comments. In this case, I was really trying to figure out what was happening narratively. So sonically, it kind of washed over me, and the piano did stand out, but I was really keyed in on the lyrics, even if I may not have picked them up clearly or perfectly on the first listen. But yes, an interesting and compelling start to the album. Once again, big thanks to Seb and all the folks who've been following the Morrissey solo reactions. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.